In this video, I'm going to be showing you the fastest way to sculpt the nose in Nomad Sculpt, and these techniques I'm going to be showing you have been used by so many artists, and now I'm passing this across to you so that you can become a better artist at sculpting the nose. So guys, welcome. So first of all, what do you want to do? By default, this is the setting you get when you go to new, go to file, new, and create new scene. You get this. It gives you these. So if you go down to this bottom left corner, you see this right here, wire. If you click on that, show you the wireframe of your mesh. So now it looks pretty dense, but we're going to be working with it. But first of all, what we want to do, we want to reduce the subdivision level. So go down to the top left corner. I'm going to reduce the subdivision levels so it becomes like this. So what we want to do first of all, I want to shape this out into something looking good. So I'm going to reduce it more so I have that, that's possibility to get it done. So pull this a little bit backwards. Okay, yeah, that looks fine to me. Well, I can work with that, so I'm gonna really increase it. Okay, so what I want to do right now, I just want to mask out the nose. Well, so what I'm going to do, I want to click on mask, and I want to reduce the size a little bit. Now I want to mask out the area for the nose, so mask. So what I want to do, I'm going to go out to the top right corner, invert the mask, then pull out this other area. So I'm going to grab out this area. So I'll just pull out this part a little bit. Well, what we're doing right now, we just want to form the nose, the basic shape of the nose, because from there you can go into shaping it into desired sculpt. It helps you to be able to adjust the nose later on, because for those that are beginners, you want to know how to do it in the way that you understand how to sculpt it more better. So I think this is one of the ways that helps you guys as a beginner, to improve your sculpting ability, and it's also one of the fastest ways you sculpt the nose. And just gonna pull out this part a little bit so it's looks prolonged, then it's looking awkward. Well, okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I don't want to sculpt anything yet. So, well, it would be nice. Let's add. Yeah, we're going to add the thorax. Now, what the thorax does is it helps you, create the nose. I'm going to be showing you how to create the nose right here. So what I'm going to be using it for is to create the nostrils. And the good thing about this method is that when you create the nostrils, you can adjust it later on to see how you want it to be whether you want it to be big or you want it to be small or you want it to be, medium or pointy, or depending on the style you're going for or how realistic you want it to be. So through this process, you can be able to adjust the nose into the desired style you want, and it's a very easy technique because I've seen so many artists use this method. So I wanted to share it with you guys because I use it too. If you watch my previous tutorial when I was sculpting the head, I used this method, and it's really good because when you're done sculpting the face or the nose, and you just look at it and you're like, okay, I think I'm gonna go for a smaller nose. So definitely what you're just gonna do, you're just gonna adjust these, you know and it looks good. So you see, that's just it. It saves time. It saves time into it gives you that result you want, and it's also fast because it's a good method. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, good, really good. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to stretch this out. So we're gonna stretch this out like this. I want to rotate that a little bit. So, well, we'll validate this for now. Now, but for the sake of this tutorial, you gotta do that. So I'm just gonna grab this part, and to give you that overall shape. Well, one of the things that I always say is that you need to know how to use the tools of whatsoever sculpting program you're using. That is very important, as an artist. Whatever sculpting program you're using, whatever program at all, you need to know how to use the tools very well, because, well, that will help you, and it will also save time, rather than you struggling trying to do something. It just saves time and gets it done. Well, and it's just understanding what you're doing, because you don't want to open your phone or your tablet or your mobile device, and you want to sculpt something, but you don't know what you want to sculpt. I know many artists have been in such situation when they they don't have any creative idea. Like, they don't even, like, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to sculpt. They just open your phone, open Nomad Sculpt, and they're like, oh, I think I'm gonna sculpt the head. I think I'm gonna sculpt the neck. Let me just sculpt the nose. Let me just sculpt the eye. No, you tend to do those things because you're like, okay, I think I can do that. But the basic knowledge for that is that you need to understand, anatomy. And one book I'll recommend to you is Anatomy for Sculptors. Many of you guys must be aware of that. And if you're a beginner, then definitely you should go check it out. You know, it's a very good book. You can learn a lot of things there. Whatever you want to sculpt, it's a 3D object, so definitely it has its own shape. It has its own basic shape. It being its a nose, being its a mouth, being it, an eye, being it, anything that you want to sculpt in the 3D world, it has a basic shape. The torso has a basic shape. Yeah, yeah, it does. The mouth has its own basic shape, and the ear has its own basic shape, and the head has its own basic shape. So when you understand that basic shape, well, it becomes it becomes so easy when you're sculpting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add some clay right here, so I can, observe and see how it's going. Yeah, that's just it. But I'm gonna remove it later on because, well, it doesn't look good. When if I was sculpting the face, then definitely I'll be adding this stuff. But I just want to put it for now so I can see how it's looking. Because if you look at this reference image I just brought in right now, so it's looking good. So what I'm gonna do is gonna mirror it. Well, in the future, I'm gonna be doing a beginner tutorial for an introduction to Nomad Sculpt because if you don't know the tools, you don't know the settings, you don't know, those stuff, then how can you sculpt? So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be showing you everything in the future tutorial. I'm gonna be showing you every little thing about Nomad Sculpt, every tool. Well, I think I'm gonna mirror this. We'll click on symmetry right there. Okay, let's symmetrize it. So what I'm gonna be showing you in that tutorial, it's gonna be it's gonna be everything that you need to know, every tools, every settings. There are some settings that are in Nomad Scope that you never know of. Like they are there, but you've never ever used it because you don't know they're there. During my sculpting, I come in contact with so many different, setups and tools and features that are in this software, this application right here. But well, I never knew those stuff were there before. I've you know, never seen it in any tutorial before. Um, and it's really fun. Like you're doing something and suddenly you're like, oh man, wow, I never knew this existed in this software. Wow, it's a great thing. There are a lot of shortcuts, that can help you uh, sculpt faster. Like I remember back then, I was like, man, God, I wish Nomad Sculpt had, a hotkey or something like that, or supports a keyboard so you can, use your hotkeys to, sculpt. Well, there are some gestures that you can use to, you know, sculpt faster. Instead of you going to your left, increasing your radius and intensity. So I want to merge this right now. So I'm just gonna go here and click on Vox to merge, and it's set to 151. And one thing about merging your objects together is if you're merging two objects together, you don't want to click on merge. When it merges them together, it has this kind of distortion. Like when you smooth them, you get this weird looking thing. So always use proxy merge instead of the regular merge, because it will allow you to be able to smooth out the mesh into looking good, looking really good. So looking good, yeah. So I like the feel of this right here, right now. But I'm gonna make some adjustment later on to the nose. Well, this part needs cushion here. Okay, that looks good. Looks good. Looks a lot better. So what I want to do right now is flatten the spot. I don't need it anymore because I've gotten what I want. I've gotten the look that I'm going for. So I'm gonna add a little bit to the spot. I think I'll just, I think I'm gonna go where we were at. So if you're enjoying this tutorial, don't let me know in the comments below. Just let me know. Let me know. Yep. Go subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go subscribe. Because you don't want to miss out when I release, contents like this. I saw you so many hours. Like, you don't want to miss out when I release tutorials like this. So make sure to subscribe. I don't want you to miss out. Let's grow this community. And Nomad Sculpting now is becoming one of the best software for digital sculpting on mobile. I see it being one of the best software for sculpting because of the features that it gives you to sculpt. So many professional artists prefer to use Nomad sculpting on their mobile or your iPad because of the amazing feature it has. And one of the most beautiful things is that it works with Procreate. I've seen so many artists that uses Nomad Sculpt with Procreate, so it's a very good software. It's a very good one. And one thing about Nomad Sculpt is they tend to add new features to make it more better every time, and that's one thing I love about it. I don't sculpt with an iPad. I sculpt with my mobile tablet. It's just a mobile tablet, so that's what I use for sculpting. I don't sculpt with an iPad, so definitely right now I'm sculpting with my hands. I'm not sculpting with a pen or anything. I'm sculpting with my hands, so definitely you can see that what you can achieve with sculpting on your hands. So, well, this looks good. The way I'm looking at it, it looks good. There you go. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, right? And well, I guess that's all for this tutorial. The nose is looking good the way I want it to be, so I guess that's all. And go make sure to like, go subscribe, go smash the bell icon so you won't miss out when I release any video. And that's all for this tutorial, guys. I hope you followed along to the end. I hope you enjoyed the course. If you did, go comment below and tell me what you think about this, what you want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one.